question then, what tool do we often use to measure length? And I might have mentioned it already in this lesson. Some of you might have already shown me it. But what we're going to do now is we're all going to shout out the answer for Miss Lucy to hear. We can all shout together, okay? So shout out the answer for me in 3, 2, 1. Perfect, everyone. Yeah, I heard lots of people shouting ruler for me there, right? We've got our rulers. That's a tool that we often use to measure length. Okay, so let's look and learn a little bit more about the ruler. So here it says, take out your rulers. So if anyone's got a ruler with them, I'd like you to take it out for me, get it ready, okay? And it asks us to look at how long 1 centimetre is. So this is quite a long word. Some of you might know it, some of you might have seen it before, but for some of you, it might be a new word, okay? Something that's really important about using a ruler is checking what measurement we're actually using. So on our yellow ruler on the screen, we can see these 2 little letters here, and they say cm. They're very tiny, but cm is actually the same thing as centimetre. Okay, we've all got to remember this. I will test you on it later. cm is the same as centimetre. It's just a bit shorter, right? It's easier to write. So here we've got cm on our ruler. That tells us that our ruler is measuring in centimetres. You can all have a look at your ruler. Maybe you can see what you're measuring in. Is it cm as well? Is it the same? Is it something a bit different? Okay, have a little look at your ruler. The other thing you'll notice is all the numbers, right? All the numbers on your ruler. And that's our scale. That's going to tell us how we measure things. It's going to tell us where we get to. So that's really, really important. And we can see on this yellow ruler on the screen, we've got these big numbers written in the middle. And every time we see a big number, we see this big line, right? So our big lines are going to be for our big numbers. That's what they tell us on our ruler. So your rulers might look similar to this. They might look a little bit different. But let's also look back at the screen now to answer the next part of this question. So it says, observe the lengths of these objects. They're all about how many cm, so centimeters, long. So we've got this finger here, just the top of someone's finger, and this pin here. Can you guys see how many centimeters these things are? Show me on your fingers how many centimeters you think these things are. Brilliant. Yes, I can see some people showing me. Is there any other answers for me, guys? How many centimeters are these things? Perfect. Brilliant. Thank you all for sharing. It's 1 centimeter, isn't it? These things are about 1 centimeter long. So we can write this in here. This is really helpful because if we don't have a ruler with us and we want to think, okay, maybe how much is a book going to be? How long is a book going to be? How big is this thing? We can think about 1 finger, so just the top of our finger here, as 1 centimeter. So you can try it out on your rulers. You can put your finger on your ruler and you can see it's quite close to 1 centimeter, isn't it? It's about 1 centimeter long. Maybe Miss Lucy's finger is a little bit longer than 1 centimeter, but for you guys, it should be about 1 centimeter, okay? That's how long a centimeter is. So we can sometimes use our fingers to think about that. Next, we've got this slide. This is our next Learn and Discover. And it asks us, which of these following measurements are correct? So there's good ways and bad ways to use a ruler, okay? And there's some really important things. Number 1, we always have to start from 0, okay? We don't start from the edge of our ruler, we start from 0 because we don't want to count any extra space, right? So we start from 0 when we're measuring things. The other really important thing is that our rulers are very straight like this, okay? Super, super straight. We don't want them all swervy like this. That's not what we want, okay? We want a straight ruler. So thinking about that then, I'm going to give you a chance to get some more coins, okay? So I'm going to write A, B, and C on our 3 pictures here, and I'm going to get you guys to vote. Which one do you think is the correct way to hold the ruler? So a vote is going to pop up at the bottom of all of your screens now, and if you vote for the correct answer, you'll get some coins. And to everyone who said B. Okay, so B was our correct answer. So very well done, guys, who said B. That's perfect. And the reason B is correct, well, let's have a look. We can see that it starts at 0, right? This is where 0 is on our ruler. That's really important, right? And the other thing is that it's very straight, which is brilliant, because C is not straight, right? C is all wobbly. We don't want that for our ruler, so we can cross out C. And A is straight. That's good. But the thing about A is it hasn't started on 0. That's where 0 is, okay? And it's actually just started before 0. So we've counted all of this before 0. We've measured extra, okay? This doesn't make sense for us. So that's why A is not correct either. We can cross out A. So thinking about that then, we're going to move on to this next part where it asks us to measure a pencil with a ruler. So some of you might have done this before. For some of you, this might be new. Let's have a little look at our pencil, okay? So we've got our ruler very straight and we've got our pencil starting at 0, which is perfect. That's all perfect for us. And then we see where the pencil stops, okay? We look to where the pencil finishes, which is this line here. And we can see a number underneath that line. So can anyone tell me, how long do we think this pencil is? Just looking at our ruler, what do we think? Okay, I'll leave the video up for a second just so everyone can have a chance to come up. Perfect answer. Brilliant. Thank you for sharing. That's great. Yes, it's 6 centimeters for our pencil, right? We can see we've drawn a line right where our pencil finishes, and that line takes us to 6 centimeters, right? We've got our centimeters here. We've started at 0. We've held it very straight, and we've got to our number 6. So our pencil is going to be 6 centimeters long. So I'm going to get you guys now to do a couple more examples, right? We're going to use this knowledge now to help us out. So this is our first exploration and we're going to work this one out together. So I'm going to definitely need lots of your help. Hopefully everyone was paying lots of attention. So this one asks us to fill in the blanks. So number 1, we're looking at the eraser. So the eraser is how long? Okay, so we can see all of our objects, they all start at our 0. We can also see on our ruler, it's quite small, but we can see that we're using cm, right? We're using cm, which equals centimeters, okay? Centimeters, which is perfect. And then we can see all of our objects are very straight. So that's great. We are using our rulers properly. So can anyone help me out then? Can anyone help me with number 1? Firstly, who wants to come and have an idea for how long our eraser is? What do we think, guys? What do you think, Patrick?
The eraser is 5 centimeters.
Perfect, brilliant answer. Thank you very much for sharing. Let's write it in. So our eraser is going to be 5 centimeters long. What about our pencil then? Who can help me out with this one? What do we think about our pencil here? Okay, I'll make sure to give everyone a chance who wants to. Hi, Victoria.
The pencil is 9 centimeters long.
Perfect. Yes, brilliant answer. Thank you very much for sharing with us. Our pencil comes to 9, doesn't it? Finishes at 9 centimeters. So our pencil is going to be 9 centimeters long. Okay, so number 3 then. Who can help me out with our ribbon here? Who's going to get our ribbon? What do we think, guys? Okay, if anyone wants to come up who hasn't had a chance yet, feel free. You just press the little raise your hand button in the corner of the screen. Make sure everyone gets a chance. Okay.
12 centimeters long.
Perfect. Brilliant answer. Thank you very much for sharing. You guys are getting this very well. Thank you for sharing all of those great answers. Our ribbon is going to be 12 centimeters long, right? Because it gets to the answer 12. It gets to the number. So we've got our question 4 at the bottom here. And our question 4 says, the eraser is how many centimeters shorter than the pencil? So we can see that our eraser is a little bit smaller than our pencil, isn't it? And we can actually use our ruler to help us find the difference. So I'm going to do this one in a different colour for you all. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to look at where our eraser is. It's right here, isn't it? We said it was 5. And we're also going to look at where our pencil is. And we're going to use our ruler and we're going to count 1 centimetre, 2 centimetres, and I'm going to draw it in, but I'm going to get one of you to tell me the answer if you can. How much smaller is our eraser than our pencil? What do you think, Yana?
5 centimeters.
Okay, we've got 5. We're pretty close. Make sure you're really careful when you're counting those ones there. Okay, it's not quite 5, but do you want to have one count? So we're going to be 1 less. Yeah, got it. Yeah, perfect. Brilliant. Thank you very much for sharing that with us. It's going to be 4 centimeters. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, and 4 centimeters between them. Right, so our eraser is going to be 4 centimeters shorter than our pencil. So what we've done here is we're measuring objects with our ruler. We're starting at 0, holding our ruler super, super straight, and we're literally just finding, okay, where does our object finish? So where does that come to on our ruler? What number does that get us to? So that's what we've been doing in our first exploration.